Next up, we have Tarun Ummat from Teads, who will share his perspective on how marketers can adapt to CTV's rapid evolution. Please join me in welcoming Tarun to the stage. Can we have a huge round of applause for our next session, please?
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks, Rahul, for the opportunity. And yeah, a very, very insightful discussion, Prab, Aaron, and Rohan. So what I'm going to talk about is a segue from whatever was discussed some time back. And we've seen a lot of product presentations in the day from very exciting stuff from Frodo, from Silverpush. I missed the MIQ presentation. So I'm going to talk about some data on where the CTV ecosystem is going and what the trends are. So Aaron spoke about CTV actually helping drive reach above a saturation point, when you were trying in a campaign vis-a-vis TV. So the saturation point actually is reached at 60%. And if you want to get a reach of above 60%, that's where digital, as more importantly CTV, actually packs a big punch. So I'm going to share a lot of data from multiple researches that have been done globally. So this is from Nielsen, and wherein for the US market, they figured that 46% of viewers find it hard to decide which content to view when they switch on their TV. And that's because there is so much choice, everything is available on demand. And that's one of the reasons why CTV home screen is coming so much into focus, because people are spending more and more time on the home screen. And interestingly, more than 60% of respondents also said that they would like to cancel a particular subscription after they've watched their piece of content. Say a lot of people would subscribe for watching an IPL or a very popular series like the Game of Thrones or something else, and once that is over, a lot of them would actually want to cancel that. And to make matters more complicated, it's a very, very fragmented TV ad ecosystem. We heard the panel just before us talk about FAST, and so also advertising, video on demand. So all the OEMs like Samsung, LG, Xiaomi, they have their own fast networks. LG has LG channels, Samsung's got Samsung TV Plus. And then you have the subscription-based platforms, the likes of Sony Live, Amazon Prime, Netflix. And in fact, now from SVOD, we are moving to ad-supported SVOD. So we just saw Amazon Prime roll out an advertising-supported model a couple of months back. And in fact, this is the highest growing category in the US. It's growing at more than 70% year on year. And we're seeing a lot of consumers globally move to an ad-supported SVOD and then finally move to a premium subscription. That's the segue. And then there is the ad tech ecosystem. There are platforms like ours and DV360, Trade Desk, which help brands deliver out their campaigns. And then there is the CTV OS. The panel before me mentioned about unified measurement. So this is where the challenge really comes in. So we have Samsung, which is the largest globally with more than 12% market share, followed by VIDA. VIDA is the OS which powers brands like Hisense, Toshiba, Akai, followed by LG and the others. And we now also are hearing about the Trade Desk coming out with their own CTV OS. So it's going to get more complicated, more fragmented. So what is it that consumers see first up when they switch on their TV? And most of them obviously look at the home screen, they're trying to decide what to watch, and they try and shuffle between different apps, trying to figure out how to spend their time. And this is followed by the external media players. These can be either CD or DVD players from the yesteryears, or devices like Amazon Fire Stick or Google Chromecast, and there are also the set-top boxes and the traditional antenna after those. So what this means is when we are trying to decide on a strategy with CTV home screen especially, we need to keep in mind this fragmented ecosystem and make sure that we are able to maximize our reach by spreading ourselves as vast as we can. While this may create a challenge in terms of a unified measurement, but then if advertisers and brands, they want to reach the maximum consumers, they need to be across multiple OEMs as far as the home screen is concerned. So these are some global numbers. You see very little overlap between LG. We've chosen LG because that's the OEM that we represent as Teads. There is very little overlap between other brands. And if I speak about the India number, it's as low as 0.8%, the overlap between LG and Samsung. So when we talk about the smart TV penetration in APAC, the picture is slightly different. Samsung still leads the pack, but then we have Chinese brands like Xiaomi and TCL, which are at 2 and 3, followed by LG and Hisense. And what we are seeing is 43% of APAC users, they currently own a smart TV. This is from a JW research that we had done across 2023 and 24. And 43% of respondents said that watching an ad on either linear or connected TV did influence their buying decision. A pretty complicated slide with a lot of lines, but what we want to convey here is that the growth in CTV numbers, the devices, and the users has been growing astronomically since 2015, and the growth has become more accelerated after COVID. And the average number for APAC currently stands at 60%. India is slightly lower, but then in some other mature markets, the number is growing really, really fast. And along with that, obviously the spends on CTV are also going up. And what we are seeing is spends on linear TV going down. They're going down by 3% year on year. And we've seen CTV spend shoot up astronomically, and they are projected to grow another 1.6x by 2028 from the levels that from where they are over now, as of now. So when we look at the smart TV audience profile for APAC, we have the average age of a smart TV owner is 35 years. And about 35% of them fall in a high income bracket. So like we've been discussing all day, it's the affluent audience, digitally savvy. These are the ones that smart TV will let you reach. And this is the breakdown per market, a lot of numbers here. But if you look at the India number, the time spent on streaming has already surpassed the time spent on linear. This is the average daily. And there are still certain mature markets like Japan, where the time spent on linear is almost twice as that of streaming. Even for Australia, the time spent on streaming is lesser than the time spent on linear. And we see a similar pattern with LG, again, talking about brands that we represent. So the numbers are not very far different from what we've seen for APAC. And similarly for Hisense, the time spent on streaming is far higher. What is interesting here is that with Hisense, the overall time being spent is a lot more. And this is because the penetration in India for Hisense is more in the tier 2 markets than in the metro markets. That's where most of the consumption is happening right now. So what we were able to see in the last few slides was that audiences between both linear and streaming are not too far away from each other. They're more or less the same in terms of profiling. However, streaming users tend to be there are more younger audiences who are watching streaming by a little bit, and also they belong to a higher income bracket. So they are more affluent compared to the linear ones. And when we look at premium demographics, the indexation is much more than 100 compared to the national average across all the categories that you're looking at, whether you're looking at targeting high income individuals, or luxury buyers, or those who are interested in jewelry, and also those who are looking at buying an auto, to international travelers, to people who are looking at premium app subscriptions. And these are the ones, the last category is somebody who would take a Spotify Premium or an Apple Music, or subscriptions which give them an extra feature, and they are willing to spend on that. And we see this across for all markets in APAC. The indexation is over 100. Now, looking at closer to home, these are the smart TV. This is smart TV data for India, and I took this out from the IDC report. Samsung leads the pack with 16.1% market share, followed by LG and Xiaomi. Although LG saw the maximum year-on-year growth of 42%, what is interesting to note here is that the Xiaomi number actually declined by 10% in 1 year. And when I tried to dig deep into the reason, and it's more because of some BIS regulations by the government of India that they had to comply with, so they were not able to sell a lot of their products for some time. And yeah, the overall shipments are growing year on year at close to 10%, and we see this trend to continue. Yeah, and so from this research number from GWI, we figured that 43% of users in India own a smart TV, and 48%, and this number is higher than the APAC number. So they say that watching an ad on linear or connected TV influences their buying behavior. Now, looking at the smart TV audience profile in India, the audience is younger. So the average age is 32 years compared to 35 for APAC, but the income distribution and the education level remains more or less the same. So what I want to conclude here is that CTV is not just a digital opportunity, but a TV opportunity. So in APAC, we are seeing a lot more people now cutting the cord, not subscribing to any cable TV or any set-top boxes. And there is no way for brands to reach out to them unless they are present on CTV. And CTV strategies will let you put some data layering, hopefully not too much of data, because that really reduces the reach. And it really helps provide incremental reach and help you meet the campaign objectives of reach and effectiveness. So, yep, that's it for me. Thank you so much for your time. Hope you found that insightful. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tarun.